Good morning, boys and girls. Today's writing lesson is going to be very similar to yesterday's reading lesson. And basically what I'm going to show you what you can do is like when we said yesterday that you can read those chunky monkeys when you're reading, like an and am, at, it, things like that. Those little words help you to read other words faster. They can also help you to spell words. So what I'm going to show you today, and this might help you with your writing today, but you might use it later on, is that when you're going to write something and you come across a word that sounds like an or am or it, you can put those words into the word that you're spelling. So today, I do want you to continue with your narrative writing where you're writing a story about yourself. And if you happen to come across a word that has that and sound or the am sound, I want you to listen really carefully and remember how to spell that part of the word and write that correctly. If your story today doesn't have any of those sounds, then whatever, maybe next time it will, okay? So my story today is going to be about something silly that happened to me in the kitchen the other day. And I was cooking and I dropped the pan, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and write the sentence, I dropped the pan. How many words am I going to write? I dropped the pan. 4, right? So I'm going to draw my 4 lines to show that I'm going to write 4 words. I dropped the pan, and a period, right? Because all of my sentences end with a period to tell me to stop. And do you notice the spaces between the lines? Because that makes sure that I'm leaving spaces between my words. Now, if you're really good at writing already and you don't need to draw the lines, just remember to leave the spaces in between your words. So let's go ahead and write Miss Snowball's sentences. I dropped the pan. So I is the first word, and it's always capital, right? The first letter of the sentence is always capital, and also the word I happens to always be capital. So I dropped, and then I dropped. I'm gonna be honest, it does sound like a T, right? Dropped. And there's actually 2 letters that we hear or that we can write that make the t sound sometimes, and it's a little bit funny, and you're going to learn you'll learn more about that actually in 2nd grade, but that dropped sound at the end is actually ED. So we're going to go ahead and put that in just because if I put a T, that just feels really wrong, right? So I dropped the pan, okay? So I know how to spell the word the because that's my sight word, right? How do you spell the? I hope you said T-H-E because that is how we spell the, T-H-E. So I dropped the pan. So here's what I was talking about. If you write a sentence and you hear the an sound in your sentence, make sure that you're spelling it right. So the first sound I hear is a P, right? Now the second sound I hear is an, and it's that chunk an I know how to spell. It's A-N, and I'm gonna write both letters, A-N for pan, okay? I dropped the pan, and then of course I would go ahead and draw a picture of my pan on the floor. And Miss Snowball's like, right? I dropped the pan. That's just a silly quick picture. So basically today, it was just kind of like the opposite of yesterday's video where you learned how to read the sound and today I'm just showing you that you can also use those sounds or those chunks to write better, okay? So when you're writing today, write me a story about anything you want. We're almost done with narrative writing, okay? So a couple more days of these storytelling. And if you happen to come across a word like sit or I sat at, right? Try to use those chunks of words that are sight words in your writing to make your writing spelled a little bit better. All right, boys and girls, I will see you later, and bring whatever you write about, whether there's a chunk in it or not, bring it to our end of the day meeting, okay? I'll see you later. Bye.